This is Dan Tortora of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora here with the great, the living legend, Mr. Floyd Little. So, College Football Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Your city has honored you, hometown has honored you. You are becoming an honorary doctorate now. So many beautiful things here for Floyd Little, and I feel like every time we talk, even if it's from today to tomorrow, there's something else going on. So first and foremost, congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. It was totally a shock to me. I was in Rapid City, South Dakota with the girls getting ready to play. I don't know if it was Tennessee or South Carolina, but I got a call from the chancellor saying it was unanimous that we have voted to honor you at graduation commencement ceremonies this year with an honorary doctorate degree. I mean, I'm not floored a lot, but that absolutely floored me. I guess right up to getting the call to go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, this is right there with that.
When you say something like that, having an honorary doctorate and having it right up there with the Hall of Fame and getting inducted, what puts them on the same level in your opinion?
I think it's something that you don't ever think that you'll acquire during your lifetime, and you know so many people who have gotten doctorate degrees and the things that they've done to earn them. And for me to be put into that category, that I've earned the opportunity to get an honorary doctorate degree from a prestigious university.
Yeah.
It's the same like the Hall of Fame. You know, there's so many guys that's played and so many people are deserving, and yet they only get 6 or 7 a year of having only 290 in the history of the game. And to be number 247 is my number. John Randall is 248, 258 I guess. And Jerry Rice is 259 and Emmett Smith is 260.
Yeah.
And we have another 30 over the last 10 years that's going in. And it's only like 160 of us, 65 of us still alive. So to be one of those, Pro Football Hall of Famer, is unique and different. And to have an honorary doctorate degree from the University of Syracuse, for me to have those two, it's quite remarkable. For someone who came from where I came from, and the challenges of overcoming a lot of obstacles to be here.
Yeah.
It's a story in itself, Dan, that I'm excited. I got a letter today from this is what makes it all worthwhile for me.
Yeah.
To get these kinds of and I get quite a few of them, but this one happened to be one that
Always fan letters of Floyd.
Took a picture, with it.
Just beautiful things.
It lets me know that what I've done and what I continue to do is it's valuable and it's important. So when you hear that someone was a fan of yours and you've touched their lives and you touched their son's life and to read about you getting an honorary doctorate degree, it makes it all worthwhile for me to continue. And I called her this morning. Yeah. And she was in tears when I called her. She couldn't believe I had reached out and actually called her to say thank you for the letter. And she made mention that she had met me in Denver. Yeah. And I had reached out to her son and called him and wished him all the best. And she said, people don't do that.
No, they don't.
I mean, people just don't do that anymore. But I still do.
Yeah.
And that's why I take these kinds of letters, and they're valuable letters to me, that it means that, you know, your life was meaningful and you're helping to make others' lives meaningful. So there it is.
When you have a letter like this, and it's not the only one, and even if it was in and of itself, you know, this is like holding on to gold. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. For decades, this woman says she's been your biggest fan. When you go through life and you look at all the people that you have touched and all the things you've done, you're very proud of yourself, but you're also a very humble and helpful person. How have you balanced yes, I'm Floyd Little, I have my Hall of Fame jacket, I've done a lot of great things in my career, I'm in the Hall of Fame, I get letters like this, but at the same time, you're still a man that, you know, camera on or off, you've been a huge mentor in my life, you've been a mentor to many people. How do you balance being humble and caring, and at the same time stepping back and saying, wow, I've accomplished a lot?
Well, I don't think it's just about being who you are. It's nothing you practice. I've always been a people person. I've always stopped to help people who were in need. It comes from me being a person growing up with 5 siblings, with dad passing away when you were 5, and your mother struggling to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And we were always able to help people who were less fortunate. We were less fortunate, but there's also people who are also even less fortunate than we were. And that's who I am. That's how I've been all my life. One who is, and that's what really endears me to our ladies basketball team. The mentoring that I've had the opportunity to do with, whether it's Taylor or Korn or Butler or Sykes or any of the Days, the sisters, or even the new kids coming in. It's just, for me, it's what makes my life, makes my day, makes me feel like I'm fulfilling a purpose for being here. Yeah. All of us have a purpose. All of us have a passion. All of us develop skill. And I talk about the GPS, grace, passion, and skill, all the time, as you know. That I found what my purpose is in life. Yeah. And that is to give back to those, not necessarily less fortunate, but those who are trying to achieve a goal, a significant goal in life. And for me to be that person that I find that that's my purpose in life, that I can really sit down with people like you and people, you know, who have different things and likes and dislikes, that I can really talk to them about how you get to the next level in life. Yeah. And they can believe that I know because I've been there. And you don't get to be in 8 halls of fame not knowing that you have a purpose and you found a way to make things happen.
You bring up the women's basketball team. You decided to travel with this team. You decided to see this team on their road, on their way. Nobody knew how far they were going to go, but their first Sweet 16, their first Elite 8, their first Final Four, their first national championship game, second only to UConn when all was said and done, which UConn is one heck of a team, so you understand and respect that. But for what Coach Q has done and for your ride, how exciting. I mean, I saw your excitement. I saw you put your arm around the team and, you know, just be really happy and passionate about it. But bring me into seeing the tournament through your eyes and seeing Syracuse make history with you right there.
Well, I was there with them when they made their run, when they beat North Carolina, they beat Louisville, and then they had to struggle after back-to-back very, very hard-fought games to play Notre Dame, and to lose for the first time in 9 or so games. Yeah. But for them to come back to make the Sweet 16, which never happened, which we all celebrated and enjoyed, and to go on to be an Elite 8 team, yeah, which was remarkable, yeah, and to make the Final Four, which never happened, we were really all celebrating the success of this team that's won more games than any team, women's team at Syracuse University. To win that many games and to make it to the Elite 8 and then the Final Four. It was really special for me to be with these young ladies who I had watched since they were freshmen, when they first came in, the Fab Five or whatever they call it, with Brittany Sykes and Brianna Butler and Cornelia Fondren and that group that comes in, and to watch them grow and mature, just to actually see them. And it's like yesterday that they were just freshmen. Yeah. And now they're seniors and they're in the Final Four. With great things that come, as Abby Grant would tell you, I embraced her and so many of the other young, I can't even remember their names, but we have a bunch of young ladies who will get a chance to play for a great coach and a great system, and they've already paved the way for greatness. I mean, it can't happen, it can't do anything but go up. I mean, to be the number 3 team in the coaches poll, how can you go from the start of the season at and not even in the top 20 to go to the number 3 team in the whole conference. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the accomplishment. I'm proud of what the coaches have done. I'm proud of the girls. They were steadfast. They were relentless. I mean, they played, and I watched them play, and I watched them develop into the pressing team that they had become, where the coach from Washington can say in a press conference, haven't seen anything like that. You can't prepare for that.
Yeah.
And for them to be that team that is pressing and relentless and never say die. For them to have a 16-0 run against the best team in ladies basketball, most teams would have laid down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and if they could have, and I've always felt that if they could match them basket for basket in the first 3 quarters, they could win the game, because I don't think anybody's ever pushed UConn to that.
Yeah.
But our team pushed them. They didn't quit. They were down 20 or so points at half. They came back in the 3rd quarter. They made a tremendous run. We were overmatched with a team that has been one of the greatest teams in college women's basketball, and probably have one of the greatest players ever to play in college women's basketball. And for us to go head to head with them and give them a run in the 3rd quarter, I thought that's how the game should have been and could have been.
Yeah.
But we were a little tight, made some mistakes, had some turnovers, untimely, that converted to points for them.
Yeah.
But even then, they had every opportunity to say, boy, these guys are pretty dang good. No, they scratched for every point they got. And for that, I'm proud to be a part of that feeling, that history-making opportunity with the team. And yeah, I travel with the team. I love traveling with the team. I've gotten to know quite a few of the players. And like Davita Dale is one of the players who really, I watch her practice a little bit. She's kind of like Sykes a little bit. She has that same confidence level, the same ability, not to the level that Sykes is, but she could be Brittany Sykes. And so many other young players that we have. Julia Chandler from Canada. I think she's going to be a great player for us.
Yeah.
I watched her and her ability and her skill level, and she's going to be really, really, really good. Danielle too. Danielle is going to be a pretty good player for us. So we got some players.
Yeah.
And we just have to keep it up.
You look at the other side of things. I mean, you're special assistant to the athletics director, which, you know, you and I have joked about means you're kind of everybody's everybody at all times. The football team, obviously coming from being an alum of Syracuse football, doing everything that you did, having now your statue outside, number 44 that you and I got to take a picture there. When you look at this team and you talk about Syracuse women's basketball talent, they're growing.
Yeah.
They have people coming in that are going to start a movement. Do you see that with Syracuse football, because you're there with the recruits, you're there with the commits, you're there with the current players? Are you seeing Dino Babers take a group that has talent and maybe turn it into something special? I know it's going to take time, but are you seeing positive moves?
Oh, no question about it. You just talk to the players, they can all tell you. I see the players on a regular, and they're excited. And they're the ones who play. And if they're excited about what's to come,
yeah.
Not only that, the 4 or 5 practices I've been to, and we've had some recruits come doing practice sessions, and when I get a chance to talk to them, the first thing they say to me is, I can't wait to get here. I mean, with that kind of enthusiasm and that kind of looking at what they can expect,
Yeah.
and having young kids come in and have the opportunity to go to one of the practice sessions, they're excited. I'm excited. I was really wanting to know how the spring game went. The information we got was like they ran 100 plays or so, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was just unbelievable, the speed of which these players are moving. talking with some of the defensive players, they say we're still on the ground from the last play, trying to get up.
Yeah, and they're moving
for the next play, and it's just way faster than we can ever imagine, and it's going to be tough to catch up. But yeah, I see some great things happening. I like what we got, who we got. He was one of the top coaches that was available that we were able to get, which is unusual because we've been to 4 coaches in 10 years.
Yeah.
But we have the kind of coach that can really, an experienced coach, a former head coach that's won a conference championship, who's put 20 plus players at the next level. And his system is one that you have to see to believe. I'm at practice and I'm going, wow, this is really unbelievable. And he'll say, we're not even 50% of what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Really? Really? You could go, he said, oh, yeah. So he calls over one of his coaches, Roy. He said, Roy, what do you think, how we moving? He said, oh, are you kidding me? We're only at 50%. I'm like, what? 50%? You gotta go. He said, yeah. He said, the 4th game of the 2nd season,
yep.
And you've heard this,
yep.
The defense will now be able to catch up, and it's going to be unbelievable. You just saw, at the spring game, you just saw a little bit of what they are, what they can do, and you can see, from what I understand, I wasn't there, I wanted to be there, what it's going to look like. And I was at the bank the other day, and people at the bank said, wow, we were at the spring game, and wow, is that what it's going to be? I said, no, it's only 50% of what you're going to see. Yeah. And they're all like, wow, you gotta be kidding me. Yes, I think it's going to be a major shift, a major change. And what you will see with this coach and this team, and I'm looking forward to seeing us back on track. And we got a guy that can get us on track. His philosophy, his system, his ability, and he wants to be excellent. And he will have the players he needs to make this system a great success. I have no question in my mind. I've been around a long time, man. Yeah. And
you don't look like it though, ever.
This guy will make you believe that he's on the right track to be the coach that's going to make things happen for our program. I think people in this area will come out and support him after they've seen what he can do, and after he wins and start continuing to win. We'll get the kind of support that I think we've lost. Yeah. But I believe we can get it back with Dino Babers.
Dino, his first trip around, I think it's that 6 years he has to kind of make this system go from here. What do you see when you look at him? Do you see somebody that, can be that coach that becomes synonymous with Syracuse? I mean, can you see that when you look at him?
When I look at him, I see me if I were the coach. It would be me. I hear what he says to the players. I hear how he talks to the players. Yeah. I was at practice with him just before I left to go with the ladies, and I saw Eric get a little frustrated because he missed a play, and he just slammed the ball like that. Yeah. And coach said, "Did you slam the ball in your hands and you showed some emotion? Get off the field. You don't do that." Yeah. He is the most disciplined coach I've ever seen, and I think it's based on his military background. Mm-hmm. His dad was in the military. He went to Hawaii because his dad was based there. And he grew up on bases and so on and so forth. So he understands the respect, and he understands the discipline. And his players will be disciplined. You won't see his players being kicked out of game. I can guarantee you that. You won't see his players showing those kind of emotions on the field. I was watching him in his championship game in Detroit. When they were playing, he's on the sideline. He's always in the same posture. He's always like this. Yeah. And I saw the quarterback throw an interception right in his field. But I saw him stay in the same posture. As the quarterback passed him by, he said, "We ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that again, are we?" Well, I said, "No, sir." He said, "Okay." And that was it. Yeah. That was it. I watched it. I said, wow, he didn't show any emotion. Yeah. He was just like this whole time. He said, "We're not going to do that anymore, are we?" quarterback said, no, sir. He says, okay, let's go after it. Let's get it done. And I'm like, wow, isn't that different from somebody else who expresses disappointment?
Yeah.
And he don't believe in expressing disappointment. He believes in getting the job done. And he's a very disciplined coach. And I think the players really, I talk to the players, they enjoy what they're looking at.
Yeah.
And just think about it. He doesn't have a playbook. So he said, if you can learn the videos and all those other things, you certainly can learn some plays.
Yeah.
But in watching how they're caught on, and they said that ain't even close to where they need to be, I just can't imagine what it's going to be like. Yeah, it will be different. You'll see a whole different approach to the game. It definitely will be fast, and it definitely will be exciting. Now, if that translates to wins, we're going to win a lot. So there you go.
Before I let you go, Floyd, to look at the men's side as well for Syracuse men's basketball, as it comes up at this point, and I think it's important to bring up because, you know, you get to know the kids, and I get to know them through high school, college, and whatever they end up doing. Malachi, Richardson, Tyler Lydon, a second after the game ends, the questions come at them. Now, I believe that there is a respectful period that they are allowed to breathe.
Right.
Some people do not allow them to breathe,
Right.
and Malachi has asked the ability to breathe. What can you say about Malachi Richardson as well as Tyler Lydon, what they've given the program, and, you know, if there is a potential future, what that could mean, knowing that, I can say this personally, they're two very good kids off the court.
Yeah. No doubt. I talked to Malachi yesterday. He's become one of my favorite people. In fact, I got a selfie with he and I at a women's basketball game. He was standing out there at the desk yesterday, and I walked over and embraced him and talked about the kind of season he had.
Yeah.
And I talked about his future a little bit. And I told him, you know, that you are a great player, and you will become an even greater player. And I've watched you, and I watched your work ethic. I watch your commitment to excellence, which we always talk about. And I look forward to you continuing to be a great player for Syracuse University. He never wavered. And he says, I'll continue to work hard. And I ran into Raheem Christmas at the game in Indiana.
Yeah.
And I asked him had he talked to any of the players. And he says he tries to talk to all of them and tell them what it's like at this level that he's at.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't talked to Tyler, the rookie center that they have, Light. What a player. I mean, I've watched him since his first couple games until his last game.
Yeah.
He's getting to be one of my favorite players. He's got some skill. And he played against some guys in the playoffs who are also very skillful.
Yeah.
But boy, I tell you what, when this kid is on, if he gets another couple of years, he has the opportunity to be a first-round draft pick for somebody. I think they ought to stay another year and get their weight up and get their confidence levels up. And these are two players that are destined to play at the next level, without a doubt.
How do you balance, because you have been a mentor to so many student athletes that have come through here and people in general, does your door kind of swing open with women's basketball, men's basketball, football? I mean, soccer, do you get a little bit of everybody? Because obviously you get football, but I know that you said that you try to let people know my door is open, I'm always here. So how is your kind of day-to-day with people that come to you and say, Floyd, we need some advice, we need some help?
Well, it's on and ongoing. I was in here just before you got here. That's why it took me so long to respond to one of the gals that's in sports management school that's trying to get on an internship with the Broncos, who called me.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to them about her, and I suspect that they will be hiring her. I'm almost batting 1,000 with people calling me, asking me about certain students. I had the coach from the tennis team that they had lost a couple in a row. She sent me an email and told me the team had lost 3 games and they were down in dumps. Can I talk to them? So I talked to them at Drumlin's. I went to Drumlin's and talked to the tennis tennis players.
Yeah.
And they were playing Wake Forest the next day, and they beat them pretty good. So I got an opportunity to talk to different teams, whether it's volleyball or whether it's softball. In fact, I saw Lee Ross at the game, who was our softball coach.
Yeah.
But I've had an opportunity to talk to groups of student athletes as a whole. And then I've had time to talk to individual student athletes who've had issues.
Yeah.
And some wanting to transfer, or some just have a challenging time academically or with their families or whatever. And it's been great for me to get to know them on a personal level, and then to get to watch them soar, having been their mentor and having a personal interest and watching them just absolutely soar. And so it doesn't matter what sport it is, but for me, it's the opportunity to help build character, integrity, commitment to excellence. And so I really take it personally that I'm able to really touch them, and be a part of them. And they will remember me for a lifetime. I've talked to kids on the football team that's wanted to transfer, and they're in the National Football League today. And I don't know what it is that I'm saying to them, other than that, you need to really consider all your options before you make a decision like this. This is a major decision where I don't want anybody to ever say, I wish I had or I should have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you say those two things, you will spend the rest of your life regretting decisions that you made. So we talk about consequences. We talk about decision making. We talk about opportunity. We talk about making your way. We talk about being a part of being great. Like the Pro Football Hall of Fame's mission statement is to honor the heroes of the game, preserve the history, promote the values, and celebrate excellence everywhere. And I talk about celebrating excellence all the time. I'm talking about honoring the heroes of the game, which you are, preserving their history, promoting the values, the integrity, and all the things that it takes to be great. And greatness is very difficult to obtain. No one can achieve perfection, but you can achieve excellence in your pursuit of perfection. These are the things that I really lay on the student athletes, that they have to really think about very hard. And we have these conversations, and I've had to pray with several of them who are very spiritual, and they come here for just some prayer.
Yeah.
Just to say how they're doing, and they're asking for divine intervention sometimes in their lives, in their pursuit of certain things.
Yeah.
And we'll grab each other's hand, and we'll pray on whatever they need to pray on. And sometimes they ask me to pray for them, and I do. And sometimes they pray for the both of us, because we all can use prayer sometimes. So
that's true.
It's been very special, Dan, that I'm able to really look back and look at the accomplishments and the success of whether it's the ladies basketball team as a team or the individuals on the team, to see where I've had some influence on what they've become. And I continue to tell them to challenge themselves, because you never know what you can become if you never challenge yourself. So they heard that, and they've done what they needed to do, and here they are. Number 3 in women's basketball, played for a national championship or a conference championship. You never know. You really never know, Dan. So, God, I'm so proud of them. I'm proud of the people I've had a chance to touch and see them go and do some great things, and will continue to do great things. But we're all ambassadors of Syracuse University, so we all have to represent ourselves as the very best. So for me, it's been I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed. I've had 3 careers in my life. This has been my favorite because I know the things that I do here has a positive effect on the lives of others. And that's what you want to do. You want to leave a legacy. And you want to leave something with someone else that will always keep you alive when they pass it on to their young ones. I learned this from this guy 50 years ago, and I still practice that. So, for me, it's like, wow, I have an opportunity to do something that I enjoy doing, and they're going to give me an honorary doctorate degree May 15th as a result. It can't get any better than that. And I get a chance to work with a guy who I respect immensely, who's gotten to be, I guess, my best friend after 5 years of working with him, Herm Frazier.
Yeah.
For a guy who has the wisdom, the knowledge, and the respect of the game and the school and the people and the rules, it's just, I've been really, really blessed to have this opportunity in my life just to be a part of this, and to have an athletic director now who comes to us, Mark Coyle, who very, very bright man, who has a lot of understanding of administrative part of running a athletic department, and I think he'd do well. He has the benefit of having 2 national championships and having 2 teams go to the Final Four in a very short period of time he's been here, and God bless him. I think he'll do the university well.
Well, as always, that coming from Floyd Little, Syracuse special assistant to the athletics director, Syracuse alum, a man who has a statue now right outside of the practice facility, number 44, College Football Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame, 8 different Hall of Fames, a honorary doctorate now, and a phenomenal person. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. It's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. I enjoy you, and I respond to you when you text me. And you've been a great friend, by the way, since you've been here and since I've gotten to know you and watched you and be a part of your show from time to time. I thank you for the opportunity to get the word out and get the message out, and you've been good for that for me.
Well, to be called a friend by somebody that from day one, everything that you've said has sat somewhere in my brain and come out at some point. So proud to be a friend of a good person.
Good. Very good.
Thank you.